Good morning, traders. This is Brian Booth, Senior Market Strategist here with MF Global in Chicago on Monday morning with your update on the softs markets. So far, not much to really report as far as any major movements on a Sunday night. If you take a look at the direction of the softs, we're a bit mixed. We have coffee moving up. That's the only one that has kind of climbed the ladder here with somewhat bullish fundamentals. Our last in the December was 245.60, but we're up against a resistance level from the 27th of September that's right along the high. You can see why on the chart we sort of topped out where we did here. I think all eyes are on Wednesday's decision from Europe, whether or not they'll come to a final agreement on continued austerity packages or more and more money being pumped into Europe to save Greece and Italy and Ireland and Portugal and Spain. On the forefront is whether or not Germany and France can come to a decision that would definitely affect the euro currency and also the U.S. dollar. Now, with the dollar being weak, that tends to normally help softs prices move higher. Coffee has moved up. But the other three that I normally comment on here, the cotton continues to work lower, 97.40. We are trending lower on the intraday chart. There was some rain here in Texas that I think was helpful for some of the cotton crop and alongside of the other grains. But it all really boils down to for cotton for demand and how global demand will pan out for the remainder of this year. It looks like we're going to have pretty weak demand. However, if we finish strong going into the end of the year and outside markets, cotton will definitely benefit from that, and you've seen how quickly it can move up despite its fundamentals. So, I'm looking for support levels as the week gets long here to look to step in and maybe be a buyer in the market. March sugar, 26.75 was the last. It's down on the day. 28.40. It continues to be the level. 28.40 to 28.50 is a line in the sand for sugar traders. If we close above that level, then you have to really start thinking about whether or not the short position is going to last. We've seen that even when you have bearish news, sometimes with a lower margin requirement, with a weaker dollar and stronger outside markets, that sugar can be one of those markets that will go against short term or even for longer than most expect against overall fundamentals. But at this point, here's what you have. You have less of a need from Russia to import this year. You have India. They'll make a decision on how much they'll be looking to export this year, which is big news. We all saw when India made the commitment to export this past season. It was the first time in 3 or 4 years that they had exported sugar, but it looks like they have an abundant supply. We also have Brazil. Brazil was the one wild card. That was the one area that traders are worried about production out of Brazil, but those numbers tend to get better and better, or have been getting better and better as we peaked out on the highs. And more and more reports are showing that Brazil should yield a pretty decent size of sugar here. So we have an abundant supply. Looks like globally we'll be fine. And we'll continue to take any rallies, anything moving higher, and as long as we see lower highs across the board, most of those rallies should be sold into, and we'll continue to do that until further notice. December cocoa last here was 25.68, down on the day, and nothing's changed here. If we start to close above that September 2010 low of 26.85, then the buy will be back on. With a weaker dollar and stronger markets around it like this, cocoa, despite its fundamentals, also can be one of those markets that will have a few days where it rallies. If it does get above 26.85 and close above that, look to be a short-term buyer, but enjoy it while it lasts. So you can see a couple of days of rallies and probably followed by a very steep sell-off. The fundamentals suggest much lower prices, same as the sugar. We should have an abundant supply, and we'll continue to sell into these rallies. Although that 26.85 low, if there are closes above that, make sure defend your short positions, or look to be a buyer if you're looking for any kind of a technical setup for the possibility of a few days of bounce and buying just off of short covering. So we'll see what the week brings here. I think until Wednesday, until we see what kind of news we get out of Europe, we'll keep playing the charts with technicals and see what Europe brings on Wednesday. So if you'd like to discuss any of the markets that I just mentioned or any of the markets that we trade at MF Global, feel free to contact my office at 800-993-6601 or by email at bbooth@mfglobal.com. Always remember that futures trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors.